Welcome to the Hockenheim Ring in Baden-Württemberg, Germany, where speed meets strategy on this thrilling 574-meter circuit. The roaring crowd awaits as the engines rev, with Romulo Arruda leading the charge in his Mazda MX-5 Cup, eager to capitalize on every inch of this iconic track. With an intricate blend of fast straights and challenging corners, the stage is set for a battle not just against the clock, but also among rivalries simmering beneath the surface. Will Arruda maintain his lead and placate those twitchy team principles on his radio? As we move down the grid, tension looms like a thick fog over the remaining drivers. In P2, we have the local hero, Hannes Hickel, charging forward in his Mazda MX-5 Cup. With the weight of hometown pride on his shoulders, Hickel's desperation to outshine Arruda raises the stakes. Can he summon the spirit of the crowd, or will the pressure transform him into mere dust? Claiming P3 is the ever-determined Evgeny Krivoshev, also in a Mazda MX-5 Cup. With his keen tactician's mind, he'll need more than just horsepower to seize the moment. His rivalry with Hickel adds a spicy twist, as both drivers are eager to carve his name onto the podium. Perhaps Krivoshev is plotting revenge for past grievances. This race could become a battlefield of will. Landing in P4 is the enigmatic Nikolai Nikitin, also piloting a Mazda MX-5 Cup. With a sharp mind for strategy undermined by a penchant for unpredictability, Nikitin might just be the wild card in this high-stakes game. His presence in the midfield could serve as a ticking time bomb for Hickel and Krivoshev. How long before he turns the heat up? Position 5 goes to the resilient Jose Gano, who's also at the helm of a Mazda MX-5 Cup. The Spaniard's blend of raw talent and relentless determination makes him a formidable contender, yet he finds himself battling against his own pace, a fact that could lead to explosive consequences as the race unfolds. Watch closely, as he could become the game's unexpected disruptor today. In P6, we have the tenacious Matthew Ing, maneuvering his Mazda MX-5 Cup with the precision of a surgeon. Although he's equipped with the skills to dance through the pack, Ing often finds himself mired in tactical indecision. Will today mark a turning point, or just another episode of hesitation? As tensions rear their ugly heads among the frontrunners, perhaps Ing will capitalize on their slip-ups. As the race heats up, we see Hannes Hickel in P2 inch closer to Romulo Arruda in P1, narrowing the gap to just 0.135 seconds. Hickel is clearly in attack mode, channeling the fervor of the home crowd as he seeks to claim the lead. If Arruda isn't careful, this duel could quickly escalate into a fierce battle for dominance. With Evgeny Krivoshev solidly in P3, he's hot on the heels of Hannes Hickel, just 0.522 seconds behind. This is shaping up to be a three-way battle for the top. As Krivoshev focuses on attacking, the stakes are getting higher. If he can execute a well-timed maneuver, he might steal the limelight from the local favorite. Meanwhile, Nikolai Nikitin is lurking just behind, waiting for a slip-up. This race is rapidly morphing into a high-action thriller. Alejandro Martinez in P12 is setting his sights on P11, bearing down on Matthew Ing with a tantalizing gap of merely 0.125 seconds. The tension is thick as he engages in an attacking mode, aiming to wrestle his way into the top half of the pack. It's a critical moment. Meanwhile, Coke Veluta Vigo is hot on Martinez's tail, eager to capitalize if he falters. This battle has the potential to shift the balance dramatically and inject more drama into the fray. Lucas Verstraeten, currently holding P15, is in a tight spot, just 0.511 seconds behind Coke Veluta Vigo in P14 and desperately pushing the launch and attack. With only a few tenths separating them, the pressure is on, as Verstraeten's challenge could ignite a late race surge that turns the tide. However, with Daniel Kent trailing close behind, this battle could become a veritable buffet of chaos if any driver slips up. As we watch Konrad Jastrzębski battling for every ounce of track space in P16, he's actively engaging in a fierce pursuit of Coke Veluta Vigo ahead in P15, closing the gap to a mere 0.265 seconds. With Daniel Kent nipping at his heels, Jastrzębski must channel every last bit of his resourcefulness to defend and attack simultaneously. This is more than just racing. It's a high-stakes game of chess played at breakneck speeds. The tension is palpable as they jostle for positions. Every driver is keenly aware that one miscalculation could spell disaster. Jorge Herrera, currently in P18, seems to have found himself caught in a void as he trails Daniel Kent in P17 by a whole 1.251 seconds. While Kent scrambles to break free and perhaps ignite a late resurgence, Herrera is fighting not just the clock, but the disheartening reality of a lonely race. Behind him, Marvin Koch is lagging, giving Herrera a temporary reprieve from the pressure. But one must wonder how much longer that cushion will last. Times like these demand grit, and Herrera needs to dig deep to find that elusive spark before it's too late. Radek Novosad has surged into P5, closely tailing Jose Gano in P4, with a gap of just under 2 seconds. His intentions are clear. This is a calculated assault on the top positions. Meanwhile, Nikolai Nikitin in P6 is lurking like a hungry predator, keen to capitalize on any mistake from the competitors ahead. The stakes are getting higher, and Novosad must embrace the pressure as he seeks to carve a path into the coveted top 4. What a tantalizing chapter in this rapidly unfolding saga. Jack Aardvark, now maneuvering vigorously in P8, is meticulously attacking Martin Fischer in P7, closing the gap to 1.704 seconds. Aardvark's pursuit has transformed him into a formidable force, as he seeks to seize an opportunity to leapfrog into the top ranks. However, Matthew Ing, nestled in P9, is closely tailing him, watching for any lapse that could catapult him into the mix. This trio is shaping up to be the epitome of competitive ferocity. Koch Vilota Vigo in P14 is on a relentless charge, now just 0.170 seconds behind Marvin Koch in P13. With the pressure mounting, Vilota Vigo is fully engaged in attack mode. This could be the moment where he springs a surprise that shakes the foundations of the midfield battle. Yet, Alejandro Martinez is lurking right behind him. This is turning into a nail-biter of a contest where one driver's momentum may just lead to another's downfall. Evgeny Krivoshev is charging hard in P3, with Hannes Hickel just ahead in P2, a tantalizing 0.469 seconds separating them. The competition is heating up as Krivoshev goes into full attack mode, eager to reduce that gap and push Hickel for the second spot. Meanwhile, Jose Gano in P4 is struggling to keep pace as Krivoshev pulls ahead. This is turning into a nail-biting spectacle where the tides can turn in the blink of an eye. As the drama unfolds, Konrad Jastrzębski is keenly positioned in P11, just 0.224 seconds from Lucas Verstraeten in P10. He's tracing the lines masterfully, exhibiting the kind of resilience that could ignite a fierce last-minute charge. In this tight race, every millisecond counts. Behind him, Juan Fernandez is trailing closely, hungry to capitalize on any misstep. Jastrzębski's ability to defend will be just as critical as his pursuit. The intensity is palpable as these drivers battle to etch their names into the annals of this epic clash. The tension escalates as Hannes Hickel settles into P3, waging a strategic assault on Evgeny Krivoshev in P2, with only a daunting 0.849 seconds separating them. Hickel's determination mingles with the roar of the crowd, creating an atmosphere thick with anticipation. Just behind him, Radek Novosad is lurking, slowly pulling away. It's a critical moment for Hickel, who must balance aggression with precision. Any miscalculation could open the door for Novosad to pass. In a pivotal moment on the track, Thomas Schmidt is establishing himself in P12, aggressively stalking Koch Vilota Vigo in P11 with a gap of 1.465 seconds. His determination to scale the ranks is palpable, as each turn tightens the race's noose around his competitors. With Ricardo Narciso trailing behind, Schmidt must capitalize on any slight error from Vilota Vigo. This could be the moment where ambition meets opportunity, setting the stage for thrilling overtakes. Ricardo Narciso in P14 is on the hunt, attacking Marvin Koch, who holds P13 with a tantalizing gap of just 0.718 seconds. The determination in Narciso's driving is palpable as he ramps up the pressure, eager to reclaim lost ground and advance in this high-stakes dance of speed and skill. Meanwhile, Daniel Kent trails closely behind in P15, yet he appears to be pulling away, potentially setting the stage for a battle for position among these three competitors. The stakes couldn't be higher as they navigate the tight corners of this racing epic. In an explosive twist, Ricardo Narciso in P19 is steadily closing in on Lucas Verstraeten in P18, with only a nail-biting 0.1 seconds between them. With his tires gripping the asphalt firmly, Narciso is locked in a fierce attack, hungry for the overtaking maneuver that could bring him back into contention. However, hot on his heels is Nikolai Nikitin, desperate to capitalize on any blunders. This high-stakes tussle between lower positions is shaping up to be just as riveting as the battle for the podium. Hannes Hickel, now firmly in P3, is actively attacking Evgeny Krivoshev in P2, narrowing the gap to just 0.569 seconds. With the roar of the home crowd fueling his fire, Hickel is racing with the kind of intensity that could make or break his chances of a podium finish. Meanwhile, Radek Novosad is keenly aware of the simmering intensity. Even though he lags slightly behind, his potential to pounce on any misstep from Hickel could add another layer of drama to this unfolding saga. Radek Novosad is avidly tracing Evgeny Krivoshev in P3, the gap now a slow burn of 4.992 seconds. Novosad must remain vigilant. The slightest oversight could allow Tiernan Irwin, trailing closely in P5, to capitalize. As the battle for position intensifies, every corner could dictate the fate of this dynamic race. Will Novosad unleash a final surge, or will Irwin swoop in amid the chaos? This is turning into a nail-biter at the Hockenheim. Ludovico is zeroing in on Thomas Schmidt in P11. The gap now a mere 0.565 seconds. A thrilling sight as he enters attack mode. With determination fueling his drive, Ludovico must capitalize on this opportunity while keeping an eye on Marvin Koch, who is firmly behind him. The stage is set for a potential overtaking maneuver. It's a race to watch as the tension mounts on the Hockenheim. Konrad Jastrzębski is digging in at P16, fiercely pursuing Juan Fernandez in P15 with a gap of 4.017 seconds, a challenging but not impossible distance to close. As he engages in attack mode, Jastrzębski's focus sharpens, and the drive to surge forward is palpable. However, Jorge Herrera is trailing closely behind, poised to leap on any missteps. The midfield drama is heating up as every driver pushes to etch their name in the race's narrative. Evgeny Krivoshev, holding on to P4, is keenly focusing on Radek Novosad in P3 with a gap of 8.12 seconds. As he exhales a steady breath, his tactics must involve smart maneuvers to close that distance. At the same time, he's got Matthew Ing hanging back in P5, also applying pressure. The race is unfolding like a tightly woven narrative, where strategy and aggression will ultimately dictate who rises to the occasion. Evgeny Krivoshev, holding a tense P4, finds himself in the heat of battle, attacking Radek Novosad in P3, but with a gap of 7.879 seconds, he faces a formidable challenge ahead. As he races forward, Krivoshev must navigate the complexities of both strategy and aggression, while also being aware of Matthew Ing closely pursuing him in P5, ready to capitalize on any slip-ups. It's a captivating clash of wills, where every lap counts, and the stakes have never been higher. Juan Fernandez, currently in P16, is pressing forward in an attack mode against Konrad Jastrzębski in P15 with a gap of 4.695 seconds. The pressure is palpable as Fernandez knows he needs to step up his game. Every moment counts in this midfield tussle. With Jorge Herrera closely following behind in P17, the stakes are even higher. One slip-up could ignite a flurry of action. The battle for a position is intensifying, and Fernandez must channel every ounce of focus to close that gap. Jorge Herrera, now pushing hard in P17, is intensely attacking Jack Aardvark in P16, with only a gap of 2.286 seconds separating them. The hunger in Herrera's eyes speaks volumes. He's determined to make a statement and climb higher. However, Ricardo Narciso is shadowing him closely in P18, ready to capitalize if Herrera's aggressive moves misfire. The tension is palpable. Every inch of the tarmac could spell the difference in this high-stakes battle. Daniel Kent, now charging in P12, is locked in an intense battle against Marvin Cope in P11, with a gap of just 2.382 seconds separating them. Kent is actively attacking, eager to capitalize on any openings to surge ahead in this grueling contest. Yet he's reminded that Coke Veluta Vigo is lurking closely behind in P13, maintaining the pressure. Each driver's tactics must be sharp, as every decision can tilt the balance toward glory or despair. Thomas Schmidt is showing fierce determination in P11, battling hard against Marvin Coke in P10 with a razor-thin gap of 0.386 seconds. His Mazda MX-5 Cup is poised and ready as he engages in a relentless attack mode, eager to overtake Koch and secure a top 10 spot. However, lurking just behind is Daniel Kent, equally hungry for advancement. The pressure mounts as this trio dances dangerously close to a potentially explosive encounter. Now solidly in P4, is tracing Radek Novosad ahead in P3, with the gap sitting at 8.022 seconds, a daunting challenge to overcome. As he focuses intently, Krivoshev's relentless pursuit serves to keep the pressure on, reminding the competition that one slip could open the door. Meanwhile, Matthew Ing hangs back in P5, ready to capitalize on any misjudgments from Krivoshev ahead. A veritable race of patience, precision, and strategic prowess unfolds in the depths of this thrilling contest. Evgeny Krivoshev is resolutely positioned in P4, intensely tracing the rear of Radek Novosad ahead in P3, while maintaining a challenging gap of 8.268 seconds. The pressure is building as Krivoshev remains determined to close in, aware that Matthew Ing is hot on his heels in P5. It's a heartbeat of tension. Every corner is critical, and as laps progress, any minor mistake could ignite a fierce battle for that coveted top three. Will Krivoshev summon the skill to breach Novosad's defenses? Time will tell. Lucas Verstraeten is currently locked in at P18, trailing Ricardo Narciso in P17, with a slim gap of 1.243 seconds. As he traces ahead, the Belgian driver is positioned for a potential attack, sensing that the tides could turn with the right maneuver. Meanwhile, Jorge Herrera is not far behind, pulling away slightly in P19, reminding Verstraeten that every moment counts in this fierce battle for positions. Will he capitalize on Narciso's mistakes before it's too late? The race's fabric grows richer with every passing second. Evgeny Krivoshev sits firmly in P4, tracing the path of Radek Novosad in P3 with a challenging gap of 9.702 seconds. His focus is razor sharp as he navigates the Hockenheim ring, pushing his Mazda MX-5 Cup to the limit. Every lap is crucial at this stage. Behind him, Matthew Ing is closely following in P5, also maintaining the same gap, waiting for an opportunity to capitalize on any slip-ups from Krivoshev. The tension among these top performers continues to escalate as the race nears its climax. Will Krivoshev's patience pay off in a decisive overtaking move, or will he be left to defend his position? Lucas Verstraeten, now in P18, is fully engaged in an aggressive attack on Ricardo Narciso in P17, with only a slim gap of 0.935 seconds standing between them. The tension is palpable as Verstraeten's focus sharpens. This is his moment to shine and edge closer to a higher position in this tightly contested race. Behind him, Jorge Herrera is pulling away in P19, reminding Verstraeten that he must keep his foot on the gas to avoid being left behind. The stage is set for a potential overtaking maneuver that could redefine this chapter of the race. Marvin Coke is currently holding strong in P10, tracing Alejandro Martinez ahead in P9 with a gap of just 1.305 seconds. If Coke can maintain his focus and execution, There's a real opportunity to strike before the finish line. However, Thomas Schmidt is closely following in P11, pulling away slightly. He's not giving Koch any breathing room. The battle for the top 10 is heating up, and every lap is a high-stakes contest of skill and strategy. Jorge Herrera, now locked into P19, is tracing closely after Lucas Verstraeten in P18, with a thrilling gap of only 0.1 seconds. The tension builds as Herrera's competitive instincts ignite. He's ready to unleash an attack and snatch that position. However, he must remain vigilant as Nikolai Nikitin is right on his tail in P20, waiting to pounce on any mistakes. With such a closely knit battle unfolding, this race is heating up into a gripping contest where every move has added fuel to the fire. Lucas Verstraeten is currently in P17, actively tracing Ricardo Narciso ahead in P16, closing the gap to a tantalizing 0.742 seconds. His efforts are palpable as he focuses on making a decisive move, knowing full well that Jorge Herrera is lurking just behind him in P18, also eager for a chance to advance. This battle is drawing tight, and with every ounce of determination, Verstraeten pushes to close the distance, setting the stage for a potential overtaking maneuver that could redefine his race. Lucas Verstraeten is charging hard in P17, ardently pursuing Ricardo Narciso in P16 with a gap of merely 0.697 seconds. His determination is palpable as he enters the attack, knowing this is a crucial moment to shift the dynamics of the race. However, with Jorge Herrera also tracking closely in P18, the pressure is mounting. One slip might mean losing his hard-fought position. The drama in this midfield skirmish is captivating, and every second could define the outcome of their battle. Jorge Herrera is currently nestled in P18, battling fiercely as he engages Ricardo Narciso ahead in P17. The gap now at 3.76 seconds, with determination sizzling in the air. Herrera's pursuit is relentless. He knows that a well-executed move could change the race trajectory in an instant. However, Konrad Jashirovsky is not far behind in P19, maintaining the pressure. This mid-pack showdown is turning into a classic race of wits and grit. Will Herrera find the decisive moment to overtake, or will he remain locked in this gripping struggle? And there it is. Romulo Arruda crosses the finish line, claiming victory in P1.